Hey, what's going on? Justin here from Modern Mixing. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the subscribers for subscribing, and also I noticed there's been a few people who have been subscribing a lot more lately. Well, I've noticed in the last few days there's been quite a number of people subscribing, so I want to thank you for that. Lots more videos to come. Like I said, I still have a series that I'm trying to put together with, it's a full song that I mix. It's just an acoustic song, but there's a few parts in it, so that should be coming out. I should be doing that probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But anyways, this week I want to talk about limiting, I should say, since limiting is a form of compression and I do use it in my mixes a lot. I tend to use it on vocals, drums, guitars, any type of sound where there's those little bit of transients that kind of act up a little bit and you just want to control them a little bit better, just knock them back just to keep them in check. So in this case, I'm doing this on the vocals, and I know everyone's probably sick of this vocal by now, but the session's already laid out. It's easy for me to access and show samples on, so I'm going to use it. So here it is without the limiter, and I'll show you what it does after.
I thought that I was the one for her, and maybe I'm crazy. This was no concern back when I believed that I was sent to her and thought that she was sent to me.
Okay, now I'm going to engage the limiter, and you'll see that every time those transients or those peaks kind of just come out every once in a while, that makes it slightly annoying on the ears to listen to. This will kind of knock it back a bit and keep it in check.
I thought that I was the one for her, and maybe I'm crazy. This was no concern back when I believed that I was sent to her and thought that she was sent to me.
So that's it. That's the gist of it. It doesn't get any more simple than that. It's not meant to be complicated. I try not to complicate it. This is just one of the techniques I use. I usually use it last in the signal chain, so I'll have EQ, compression, whatever, and then this will kind of be the final, just so that once I'm finished processing everything, this is the last. If there is any of those little peaks that come out once in a while, that it kind of pulls it back. And again, for everybody out there that's trying to get their mixes like louder and all that stuff, by the time they're finished their track, instead of doing it in the quote-unquote mastering stage, it's little things like this. Control a little bit of a peak here, so now you can push the vocal a little bit harder. Control the drums a little bit here, now you can push it a little bit harder. So it's little things like this, along with harmonic distortion, EQ, a bunch of psychoacoustic stuff. But this is one part of the puzzle that'll help you get your tracks a little bit louder. But remember, less is more. Don't try to kill it. Try to preserve as much of the dynamics as you possibly can, so it still sounds musical. But anyways, hopefully you can use that in your mixes. If you want to experiment and go a little bit more aggressive, like this thing distorts really, I guess nicely is depend on who's listening to the material, but I think it sounds cool once you push it a little bit harder. I'll show you an example here.
I thought that I was the one for her, and maybe I'm crazy. This was no concern back when I believed that
that's something you're probably not going to use on your mixes every day, but you can see if you were to maybe do that on something like drums, or maybe you were to do that on a vocal part like an ad-lib or something, just to give a little bit of a unique sort of sound to it. Maybe push it more in the background and kind of crush it and push it towards the back. So you can experiment with it, do whatever you want, but in the case of this video, I'm just doing just a little bit, just like I said, just to keep the vocal in check. But anyways, next week I saved the best for last. I'm going to be doing parallel compression, so I need to prepare for that one because I got a lot of stuff I guess I want to talk about. So I might end up piecing that out into a couple different videos, but we'll see. Anyways, enjoy. Till next week.